welcome to a bonus video with Math 8. This is Unit 4 Mid-Unit Assessment. I wanted to talk about my favorite mistakes that I saw as people worked through this test. You have the opportunity to make revisions right now and get up to half of your points back that you missed. So let me show you where the common mistakes are. When we talk about distributive property, that's where we're at when we're simplifying this expression. The way that it's written in the math world is we talk about any number for A multiplied by some other terms, some other expression, means that we have to do some multiplication. Typically, it's taught, say we multiply A times B and A times C. I like to show that as saying A times B plus we come back to the A and multiply that coefficient of the term or of this binomial here by each term in there. Notice that we're multiplying A by B and A by C. The most common thing is a lot of people did this, but they didn't do this. You have to multiply both parts to be able to get this right. Okay, this is the same for question number 2. Question number 3 was missed a lot. And the big reason for being missed a lot was because people didn't scroll down. Okay, you have to finish all of them. The next big reason is because I think that we failed to understand that the variable terms are different than the constant terms. So you have two different kinds of terms. You have variable terms, which are your ones with the letters, and then you have your constant terms. And variable terms and constant terms are not like terms because variable terms is a product that we actually don't know that product yet. It would be something like 4 times x. A constant value would be like 8. And if I'm going to have a situation where I have like 4 times x plus 8, I cannot combine them together because I don't know what the 4 times x is. I don't know what that product is supposed to be, but I do know what 8 is. I can't just add them together because I don't know yet. Let's say if I add on another couple of terms, I want to actually do this one as a subtract. And then I'll go ahead and add on -6. A strategy I want to give to you as looking at this is use the commutative property and move the terms around. Put the like terms together. Put all your variable terms in one place, and then put all your constant values in another place. And then combine those terms. 4 times x minus 3 times x is 1 times x. 8 plus -6 is a +2. And this would be your simplified expression. So do that on here. But that skill is also going to be used when we're talking about other equations, such as this problem right here where you solve equations. Always be on the lookout for like terms and recognize that. Sometimes the like terms are on opposite sides of the equation, such as right here in letter B, the 3 and the 20 are like terms. The 2 times x is not a like term. But the way that we combine like terms across an equal sign is we have to use those inverse operations or the properties of equality. So this one we did pretty well on. The one thing I want you to do is check your solution before you answer it, before you make it final. And the checking the solution is really where we focus out here in question 5. The most common mistake that happened in question 5 is not following directions. You had to explain or show your reasoning by stating. You had to include this little statement or this little phrase right here in your answer. So either x equals 2 is a solution because, or x equals 2 is not a solution because. Each of these answer spaces should start with that phrase. If it doesn't, I'm going to tell you you're missing your points because of that reason. The rest of it comes down to this, is making a statement like that is one thing, but proving it to be true is the other. I'm going to look at letter B. This one I think is fairly simple. I think most of us can understand that if I substitute 2 for x, I get 26 divided by 2 is 13. What I want to say with this is that I would say, yes, x equals 2 is a solution, blah, 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 because I need to talk about that thing when substituted, or when x equals 2, then the expressions or the simplified expressions 13 equals 13. The concept is I want to be able to demonstrate that when I have the value for x, that these two expressions are equal to each other, or the two expressions are not equal to each other. But you need to demonstrate that and say that. A lot of people, like I had several people specifically on this one right here, just say x equals this. That doesn't help me. I don't want to know the solution. I want to know how you know that an equation is right or wrong based on a solution that's given to you. And it comes down with that simplifying both expressions. Number 6 is just matching up vocabulary. Number 7 is the figuring out how many solutions there are. I would suggest that you always start out by looking at the variable terms and then the constant terms. If the variables are the same, then you have either all solutions or no solutions. If the variables are different, then you have one solution. That's the only option, the only way that it can go. So that's what you get for number 7, 8, and 9. And that's the end of your test. Good luck on your revisions. I know you're going to do awesome. Remember, for every point that you get correct, or every revision that you make, you receive half of that credit back. So let me know if you have any questions. Good luck on the revisions.